What's up, guys? Nethervoid here with a new game, Sunless Sea. It's a new game from Steam. Was out February 6th. Developed by Failbetter Games. I think they're kind of relatively new-ish. They're definitely an indie company. They produced another game called Fallen London, which you can see right here. They're saying find out more, and you can purchase that game as well from Steam. So this game is $19 currently at the time of the recording of this video. $19 on Steam. Pretty cool game for 19 bucks. It's a sea exploration and survival game, which is kind of interesting, and I saw this on a couple of different videos, and I thought for a while that I really wanted to do a series on it, possibly, and definitely wanted to check it out because the art is so cool, and I do like exploration type games, and so that's what I'll be doing. Is I am going to do a series on this game, but the first video here will be about the game, how to play, things like that, like I always do with my first videos in any series. So we're going to go with new game. I did play for a little while to get used to the game. The game's surprisingly simple, which is really cool. I only had to play for like a couple hours to kind of figure out how to play the game. It's mainly a story-driven game and exploration. There's really not a lot of complexity to learn. It's about the story and about trying to complete the quests that the story gives you. So if you don't like story games, you probably won't like this game. If you don't like exploration, you probably won't like this game, because that's really what it's based off of. So new game, we're gonna do, well, if we go with options, there are a few options here. Let's turn the music down a little bit more. I think it's kind of loud. It seems kind of loud in my headphones. I'm not sure if it's gonna be actually loud in the video itself that I'm recording. Video settings, pretty normal. I've never actually tried these. Charming, adequate. Let's go with Sublime, it's fine. Windowed mode is fine. It does have a windowed mode, which will not show the border. Well, you don't get what I don't like is you don't get a maximize effect. It just basically creates a 1920 by 1080 window. The problem with that is, since it shows some of the border, you can't see some of the hotkeys for the action menu down here. So you'll see when I get in the game. So I'm gonna go with full screen mode here. Accept that. Key bindings, not really sure that's very necessary. Reset tutorial, I'm gonna reset the tutorial, just because you guys have not seen all the things I have, so let's reset that. Let's go back. We're going to do new game, and this is going to start me basically with a brand new captain and no unlocks or things like that. And you'll understand when I start explaining what those unlocks you can get are in a second here when we start a new game. So we start a new game in Fallen London, which is the main city / dock of the whole game, okay? And we're a brand new captain, and we need to start our voyage in this game by choosing our past and a couple other things that give us different bonuses. As you can see right now, these are my stats: 26 hearts, which is inspire, heal, defense, things like that. 25 veils, which is stealth and things like that. Now, some of these are combat stats, like this will help me not get spotted by enemies and sea monsters and things like that. But also, when you do an action, like if this was like, check out the back alley of the, Thieves Guild, it would be like, do you have, if you only have 25 veils, it's going to be kind of hard to do this, since it'll do a random number generator check on you. If you have high veils, it might be easy because you can stealth around. So it affects storyline, and it also affects combat. Pages, 25. This is like intelligence in a sense. Increases the speed at which you convert fragments into secrets. So fragments you get as you explore. When you explore new areas, you'll get fragments. And when you fill up your whole fragment, the secret bar, you get a new secret, which can be turned in for different things in the game. I don't think this has anything to do with combat. I could be mistaken on that. Mirrors is deception. Actually, well, it increases the speed at which you convert fragments, but also I think this has to do with storylines as well. So as you're out exploring, this will fill up the secret bar faster, right? And that's a real-time thing. But also in the storyline, there could be things that use this attribute as well in the story. Mirrors, this is how easily it is to line up a firing shot on an enemy. That's how quickly your cannons reload. You'll see a little indicator when we get into combat. And again, it also has storyline. Some objectives will use this attribute as an indicator as to how well you can accomplish this task. Iron is just basically how much damage you do when you do land a shot. And again, iron has a lot to do with, like, if you get in a sword fight or if you get in a fist fight or something like that, it will go off usually the iron attribute so far that I've seen. Crew, I can have 10 crew with the ship that I have now, and I have 8. And the more crew you have, the faster you reload guns and things like that, or find a firing solution, things like that. So you want to have a high crew, really you want full crew, right? As you get damaged, you can lose crew. So as you're in a fight and somebody damages you, you not only lose hull hit points, but you lose crew members and need to hire some more when you get into a dock or something like that. Ship speed, pretty obvious if you know anything about ships. This is forward, this is reverse, it's pretty simple. Here's my hold capacity, 15 out of 40. I have 10 fuel and 5 supplies, and that's why I have 15 in my hold right now, 10 fuel and 5 supplies. So this is, well, we'll see all these different things. Terror is like as you're out at sea or far away from land, you will build up terror faster, or when you get in certain situations, it'll add terror. As you get higher amounts of terror, your crew will start to mutiny or something like that. There's a chance of mutiny, things like that. So you want to watch your terror. You can come into port, and kind of lower your terror with certain storylines and things like that. This is the crew. These are your officers, I mean. First officer, chief engineer, cook, gunnery officer, and surgeon. What these guys do is basically add bonuses to you. Right now I don't have any officers. I do have this one mascot, Comatose Ferret. It gives me 1 extra heart, which is why I have 26. So it does help a little bit. So that's all the attributes and things like that. And this is basically this, when you're docked, you get this kind of menu here with story, which is everything going on in the dock, all your different paths for storyline. Hold, which I can't do yet. Well, I'll have to show you this in a second. Let's choose our path here. So Captain's Making. 3 decades ago, in the region of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast ocean, black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. So the sea in this game is called the Z, and you'll get used to that Z in replacing the S as far as different words like sailor instead of sailor. It's kind of interesting. It makes this game a little bit more fun. So choose a path, decide who you are and what you want to be. You now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. What this did is just give me a place to rest my head in this particular dock, the Fallen London dock. So we're going to continue. So here's the different paths I can choose. This one gets me a bonus to veils, which, like I said, is subtlety and deception, things like that. A poet, it gives me a bonus to pages. A veteran, like a soldier, boost to iron. And then an ordained priest, boost to hearts. A natural philosopher, boost to mirrors. So I'm going to go with iron because I like fighting. So I want direct damage. So I'm going to let you do the storyline. I don't want to ruin the story for you. Go ahead and check this game out. It's only $19. It's super cheap, and I think is going to provide quite a lot of entertainment value. I gained 25 iron. Now I have 50. I have 1 shady cook. This came with that, so now I have 1 more heart, so I have 27. I gained 20 echo, which is basically gold in this game. Now I have 70 gold, or echo. We're a wary soldier. Now you're a Z captain. Your a stranger quality has gone, because now I'm not a stranger anymore. I picked a past. Okay, so let's move on. We have 1 more thing to pick. Choose an ambition. So what am I going to pick to complete the game? This is kind of neat. This is different paths to victory for the game. Do I want to find my father's bones? They're lost at Z. You never knew him, but have often dreamed of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. That will complete the game for me. Gather 100 tales. Learn all you can. Write a masterpiece. Retire. Gather a massive wealth and things like that. Or establish a colony where you're an absolute ruler. A utopia, perhaps. But I can't unlock this yet. I might find this opportunity in-game and I can switch it later. I'm going to go with Find My Father's Bones because I think that's kind of a noble thing here. You can retire to victory. Once you complete this whole... This is like the main storyline of the game now for me, okay? So this is going to unlock some storyline and I can go out and search for these clues in the sea. Or in the Z. As I come across things, I will get other storylines as I dock at other ports and they open side quests and things like that. And you can see how... It's kind of like a questing system in an MMO, in a sense, where you leave the main city with a couple quests, like go to this hub and talk to so-and-so, right? You go to the hub, and it unlocks a bunch of side quests that you do in that area. It's a very similar questing system to that, but this one is really more based on the story, because the action is not that great, usually, and it's more about exploring and the risk of exploring, because as you explore further and further away, the dangers mount, right? So... Okay, so let's choose that. That's fine. What do I want to be called when I'm in port? I'm just going to pick captain. You can pick any of these. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. It doesn't change anything. It just, what do you want to be picked? So I'm captain. Okay, last bit of advice. Explore, take chances. This captain will probably die. So this is kind of a roguelike game. When you die, that's it. The game's over. You have to start over all the way at the beginning at Fallen London like I am right now. But what I like is, and what I think is sometimes lacking in other roguelikes, but not all, like Dungeon of the Endless, which I just ended, it was a roguelike as well. But I unlocked new characters. If I completed certain tasks or like kind of grand tasks, I can unlock different escape pods that would change the game and things like that. That's pretty cool. This game does a similar thing, except you can kind of pass on some quote-unquote inheritance, in a sense, to your new character, your new captain. So they might get a bonus to something or some special ship or something like that to let you advance further in the game. I haven't experienced it too much. I have experienced it once because I went kind of far away and got jacked up really easily by this monster. There's no way I could kill. I kind of didn't know that because it was like my second combat, and I didn't know how much damage my guns were doing. I didn't watch on my first combat, so I died. And got to pass on some stuff to my new captain. So that's kind of neat. So yeah, that's why they wanted you to get out there and take chances, because you'll probably die. Now, one of the things I do like about this game is that you can actually flip this to say you want to have a save. And we will continue from here because I'll show you. Let's just pick the guy I want to pick, and I'm always nethervvoid. This is kind of obvious stuff. This is my avatar here. So I choose that avatar. Now, when I go to... What was I going to show you? I was going to show you something. Oh, you can go to... So let's go to hold. I still can't do it. When we could go to Admiral and cautious after one branding too many. Okay, this is my main storyline. Go to the Admiralty and try to talk to the Admiral. That's the next thing I need to do, okay? So you can see right here. Here's the next step. Okay? So let's go to hold. This guy right... No. This guy right here is what will help me if I wanted to switch on a save. Since I'm going to be doing a series, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do the roguelike approach, but if I start dying too many times, I probably will turn on save, because I would rather explore more of the game and give you something new to see all the time, instead of having to restart the game all the time. I don't think that makes a great series. So in fact, I'm probably going to turn this on. I don't know how to do it. Nope, okay, I'm not going to sell it. But if you pick, let's see, this, Mercy, go on. So, unforgiving mode is how the game is meant to be played, where when you die, you pass on some things to your new captain. That's good, and this is the option I always love roguelikes to have, because, hey, let me toggle if I want saves or not. For most people, they probably don't want this. Personally, as a YouTuber, this is an exact mode that I want, because a series I want it to run the whole way. I don't want to have to keep restarting, because, again, to me, that makes the series not as fun to me. You can put in the comment section if you don't mind when in roguelikes I die and start over, or what do you think about that. I'd really like to know what you think. But I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. So let's saving or loading manually will permanently switch your character to merciful mode. This will remove the Invictus token. Completing a game with the Invictus token intact is a badge of honor. Yes, I agree. So let's continue. Did it switch now? So this is basically like a help guide. But let's look. Let me go to... Can I save? I don't think I can. Manual save. So I can click manual save, which I'll do in a little bit here. So this is my ship. This is my gun right now. I have one deck gun, and I don't have a forward and aft. This is where you can put more guns. Auxiliary is this is basically the my gear, right? Bridge, you can have a piece of gear there. Here are my engines, 800 engine power, pretty crappy. I don't know what these are yet, probably another set of gear or something like that. But basically I can do 14 to 18 hull damage or 14 to 18 life damage when I'm firing at as a creature. When I shoot someone that's below 50% hull, they will lose one crew member. It takes 3.7 seconds to reload my guns, or basically retrain my guns on the target. And that's a negative 0.32 second bonus because of my mirrors stat, so I could get better firing rate with a better mirror stat attribute. I have 10 fuel, I have 5 supplies, I have 70 money, and I thought I got rid of this. Maybe once I save for the first time. So that tells me all the everything I need to know about my ship. It's a Phoenix Legion class steamer. Journal, and this is where the tutorial pops in. I love the tutorial. It's very good, very setup. I mean, the setup of the tutorial is done very well, in my opinion. New things pop up as you kind of unlock new things in the game, or encounter new things in the game for the first time. And you can always disable it if you want to. This is where my journal is for what I'm working on right now. So, like your quest log, objective, ambition, I need to find my father's bones, a cold trail, speak with the dark spectacled admiral at the Admiralty. Miscellaneous, almost safe, I don't know what this is, it doesn't say. Here are my officers. I can right-click to talk to them, and they have their own kind of spend a secret to improve your hearts. Okay, so this guy gives +1, but he can give +2 if I give him a secret. Now, remember, secrets are acquired as you discover new areas of the map, and probably from doing other things too. I'm not exactly sure. So this will tell you kind of what he wants to do. He wants to go see the Sea of Lilies somewhere in the east central Undersea, which is pretty far away, and I'll show you that in a second. So we will go back. Perhaps not. We'll go back to here. Nope. What am I doing here? London? No, I was showing you the journal. The officers. Okay. I don't think I can talk to the mascot. Can I? Play with your ferret. That's odd. Okay, where did I roll? That didn't do anything. So shops, this is where you can buy new gear for your boat. Better lights here, which you can see affect attributes. They cost 1,000 gold, basically. You can sell for 200. I cannot afford any new lights. Let's go to this guy. I can only sell this. You cannot buy it. Okay, this is a, looks like a uncommon item, or something like that. That's kind of neat. Just different things you can put on your ship. You can see that this equips the aft, so I cannot put one of these on my ship because I don't have an aft portion. Forward weapon, again, I cannot put one of those on my ship. I don't have a forward section on my ship. That's just engine. Those are massive. That's insane. Torpedoes. I think torpedoes have a certain amount of rounds. I'm not positive. That's the gun I already have. This is a torpedo weapon, but it's only for forward, so you can see how I don't have that capability yet. Here's a better deck weapon, but again, I don't have 200 money, so I'm going to have to wait. 200, what is it called? Echo. This is where you can just buy fuel and stuff. Anyway, these are all the different shops, so you can just come in here and buy different things. Shipyard, you can buy new ships here. You can look at like what the difference is. That's the same ship that I have, so there's no difference. But like this ship has more hold hit points, basically, more hold, greater weight, so it's going to move slower. You need a bigger engine to push this. And it has forward and auxiliary, which I can load. I can mount more guns on this ship, so that'd be awesome. And it costs 3,000 echoes, so to purchase, because I can sell my ship for 1,000, so the total or the net is 3,000. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about how this works. Now let's go into London. Every time you port, this image will change, and the storylines available will change. And I've noticed that when I ported, I played 2 games, right? I played the first game, got killed pretty quickly. Played the second game, picked up the same quest that I think everybody gets in the beginning, went up to the port to get it, to drop off the quest, and the stories I got at that port were slightly different. So it's kind of neat that each time you might not get the same storyline as your previous playthrough. Again, that really increases the replayability of this game as far as I'm concerned. That's pretty awesome. Visit the Admiralty's survey office. So find out what and how. Okay, continue. So I need... I'm on this mission already, on this quest, so I can go here and say, ask if there's anything in particular they need. Speak to your agent and return. We'll see. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Visit the port below and return to London. You can, okay, so I need to go to, from the Iron and Misery Company funging station, somewhere not far from home waters. Okay, so if I go there, then I will complete that quest and get, favor, I think. So ask to speak to the higher authority. Once you have 3 favors, you can return. Survey 3 ports and return to win the Admiral's approval. So I need to go to 3 different ports, pick up this notice that I've been there, and return. And then I can talk to the Admiral, which will advance my main storyline, okay? So we know about that now. Let's go to London again. This is not unlocked because I don't have any secrets yet. But if I could, I can go in here and maybe get some bonuses or something like that. So this will reduce your terror. Okay, so I don't have any terror right now because I haven't been out to sea. But if I had and I'd come back to the dock and had like 20 or something, I could do this and reduce my terror. The thing is, this works off of luck, which I don't think that's a Veils, pages, mirrors. Wait. I think it's this. Speed, stealth, deception. Nope. Inspire, heal, defend. I don't see luck in here. 80% chance of success. Doesn't really matter because I don't have another day, a free evening. So I can't do this. Higher on our crew. With my hearts being 27, I have an 81% chance of success. So I unlock with a crew of no more than 9. So I have 8, and it's going to cost me 30 echoes. So I'm going to do that. You gain 3 times crew. Your new total is 11, but I can't store that many. You lost 30 echo. You succeeded in a hearts challenge. So if I didn't succeed, sometimes I would only get 1. I've had 1, 2, and 3 now out of this, which each different time I did it. I don't think, yeah, so see, I just lost 1 basically is what happened. And now can I go back to that? Oh, so now see, I have too many, so I can't go back to that. Put your ship in dry dock for repairs or some other purposes. I don't need repairs. Okay, so here's a quest. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. These guys are like mummies, kind of. An immigrant will pay you to be taken north to Venderblight, or Venderbite. I'm going to do that. You now have 1 tomb colonist. Okay, so I think that takes up cargo hold. Yeah, 1 cargo hold to put him on board. I need to go up to Venderblight, which is to the north. I think I'm done. Because I really can't do anything else here. So let's get out of here and let's actually go up north. So there's going to be, before I launch, when you start actually on burning fuel now, let's do a pause, which is P for pause. Wait, just spacebar to pause. I'm burning fuel right now. Well, I could be... Engine temperature. I could be burning fuel. Actually, when I leave, I'll burn fuel, probably. But I don't want to leave this thing unpaused. As you're unpaused, you're burning fuel, most likely, if you're out and about in the waters. So let's talk a little bit about this. Z-Bat. You can let this thing loose as much as you want. It doesn't cost anything to let it loose. Just has a cooldown. And it'll try to kind of search around for places of interest and put them on your map. Which M here is map, or if you push this button right here, chart. You can see the map is pretty big. And I only know this small little area right here, right? So that's pretty giant. You can move the mouse around with your cursor. Like you just hold the left click and kind of move it around. Let's get out of that. Toggle your lights, which you'll see in a second. Repair the ship. Available if your hull is at 50% or better. I don't know what that does, actually. Full power to the engines, F. Or you can just push W twice and it'll just ramp the engines up. It's WASD movement. That's Gazetteer, whatever is basically this. You can open this up in the middle of the sea, kind of check stuff out. And then, obviously, main menu options and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get out of here. We're going to go north. Let's unpause with spacebar, and we're going to launch. And you can see my light is on. Let's turn it off. On. When your light's off, you have a lower chance of being detected, but then you can't detect as well as either, and you cannot train your guns as easily. So, I'm going to push double W to try to get a little bit faster here. I'm going to start letting out that Z-Bat. As you can see, I just discovered something and got 25 pages from it. Now I have 188. Oh, there's a that's not really a dock, but you see that little circle? That's a place where you can dock. Hunter's Keep, I think, is something that's always around. It was here last time I was here. And so I'm going to go check it out real quick. I don't know what happens if you crash into land. I think you probably lose hit points. So see this little circle? That means I can dock here. So I'm going to come into this dock, and I'm actually burning fuel quite quickly right now. So I mean... I need to get in there as quick as possible. It's about efficiency as well. Changes to dock, hit E, I'm docked. Okay, so this is a new port. Okay, and we're going to push Hunter's Keep. Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship. Come in, why hide? So we'll do that. Keep a couple burly sailors with you just in case the gardens are tranquil in moonlight. Okay, plunging cliffs, blah, blah, blah. So this is where I'm going to get my report. So let's go here and pick up the report. You now have a port report, Hunter's Keep. I need 3 of those, remember? Spy on the house. See, I have a 75% chance, but if my veils were higher, I'd even have a better chance. I'm going to do that just for fun. So let's do that. Piano music drifts across the terrace. So I think I was successful. You peer through a half-open French window into a grand parlor, grand in size, if a little reduced in style by dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another fair haired but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits by the fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. Soon, she says, and the piano music falters and stops. We'll go hungry, and then the end will come for me, but not for you. Huh, I did not know that the first time. I've never done this spy thing, actually. The pianist raises her eyes from the keyboard. Hush, if we don't speak of it. She frowns. Has she seen you at the window? You withdraw. You gain 40 fragments. Ah, so I gained some pages? Not sure what fragments are. A scrap of lore. Discover monsters and locations to gain fragments. Gain enough fragments, and they'll combine into a secret. Oh, okay. So that must be different than pages. Oh, fragments. So, oh, okay, my pages score is 25, so I need another 98 fragments to get a secret. Okay, so again, this is where you can get some of these fragments to make secrets by not exploring and just kind of doing stuff like this. You know something of Hunter's Keep. You succeeded a Veil's challenge. Good, because that wasn't. I mean, three out of 4 is a good odds, but still, I'm very risk adverse, so I didn't really like those odds. I'm drinking Dark Stout of Truth. It's pretty awesome, if you know what that is. Okay, so we are successful. That's good. Let's go inside. Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor where 3 young women sit. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Indecorum. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You're in good time for lunch. Will you join us? I don't like that because they said we're going to starve, right? So maybe they're going to eat us. Luminescent beasts like eyeless dolphins play in your wake? You'll find a story when you next make port. Interesting. You'll see this from time to time as you travel to Z. You're acquainted with the sisters. Okay. So, depending on who I want to talk to, will change the story for me. Soft voice watch. So, even when the sisters aren't feeling sociable, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smell of new stories. So, you can pick up recent news from different places. I think when you read the newspaper, which I didn't do in London, there's a way to do that, and I didn't do it. And I bet you could have got recent news, and then I could have gotten this. I have to go to the next port, I think, so I can get that when I come back, I think. So I haven't unlocked up here, though. Okay, I'm going to pick Cynthia just because I know that one. She says, grasp your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of murder and axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. So I lost 30 hunger. It's now 0, but I didn't have any, so it didn't really help. Now I'm acquainted with the sisters and occurrence here. The gods of Z, Salt's attention qualities now. So there are also gods in this game. I don't know exactly how they work, but it has something to do with different storylines. So I'm sure that'll be interesting. Iron remains unchanged at 50. You now have 1 Tale of Terror. These are just items I'm picking up. I don't even know what they do. Oh, I just got 1 fear, 1 terror. When you return to London after time at Z, your terror will always drop to 50. Okay. Light another. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I guess that gave me the terror. Gained 1 supply. So they gave me a supply as well. That's neat because they packed up some food for me. So that's good. I don't have to buy it. That's all for now. And I'm pretty sure that's it. The parlor's empty. Where are the sisters? So we've already talked to one of the sisters. So they say, the maid says, hey, they're busy. So go away. So I'm pretty much done here. There are no shops here. There's no shipyard here. It's just a few people living here, right? So we're done with that, and at this point, I'm going to end the episode. I'm going to do a save because, autosave, no, we're going to call it nethervvoid, that's fine, because I'm going to go to episode 2, and this is how to play Sunless Sea. Let me know what you think about it, kind of a first impressions about this game. I really love this game already, because I love exploration / story style games, and the art is just amazing. I didn't talk about all the cool stuff I like. Different storylines, the art's awesome. Story and quests are really done well, I think. Procedurally generated. Every time you start a new map, it's most of it is different. Not so close to London, but every other place is kind of moved around a little bit. Legacies, I like that. When you die, you pass something on. Allowed to switch between rogue and non-rogue, I love that. Seemingly simple yet quite complicated and compelling, I like that. Uncool, I can't really think of anything I don't really like. Maybe more battles, but I think later in the game I'm going to be fighting more. So, conclusion, I bought this game. I didn't even ask for a key for it. I wanted to play it now, and I want to get this thing up on the channel because I really like this game. So $19 on Steam. Hopefully I'll have a link in the video description. Please tell me if I don't. And as always, guys, stay frosty and click the link for the next episode if you're coming here for the first time and want to watch the entire series. Let me know in the comment section if you want to watch the series, and thumbs it up if you like this game and want to see more of it. And as always, stay frosty.